from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
For all that he did for us, it's the least that we can do for him, is keep that light shining.
More than 1,000 people gathered this afternoon to celebrate the life of Landon Solberg, the 12-year-old known for the incredible impact he had not only in this area, but across the nation.
And today, on this Landon Solberg Day, people have vowed to keep his light shining. Valley News Team's Katie Opperly attended his funeral service today, where people explained how each and every one of us can continue to honor Landon.
Masses of people wearing green and yellow or their favorite Landon's Light gear came together at Shields Arena to share their love and admiration for 12-year-old Landon Solberg.
What I think about is that's who I want to be. I want to live like Landon lived. And to leave just a lasting impression, a lasting legacy.
Landon was more than a young West Fargo boy battling an aggressive form of brain cancer. He was an inspiration for communities and a sign of hope and courage for people fighting their own battles.
Even in the darkest of days, his light still shined through with his faith. And again, I hope so many of us were paying attention, because just a terrific example this 12-year-old set.
Many people described Landon as faithful, loyal, kind, influential, and compassionate.
We're all better for having Landon in our lives. So I think we all need to go out and be like Landon and live like Landon. Fly high, buddy. I miss you so much.
Every single person who spoke made sure to acknowledge the strength this young boy possessed.
There will be stories told after tonight for years to come of the impact of this little boy and the courage he had in this fight and the way that he chose to live out his life, his faith.
To continue Landon's legacy, family and friends ask that people continue to follow his selfless example and never let Landon's light dim.
Landon is my hero.
In Fargo, Katie Opperly, Valley News Live.
Landon leaves behind his parents and two younger siblings. The Landon Solberg Fund has been created at Bell Bank to further the mission of Landon's Light, which is to raise awareness of childhood cancer and be a symbol of support and hope for communities. We have information about how you can donate and learn more on our website, valleynewslive.com.
A Red Lake Falls woman is heading to prison for the next 18 years in connection with the death of a 2-month-old girl. 30-year-old Sarah Cortan was taken into custody and charged with second-degree murder after the child was found dead at her home in June of 2018. The criminal complaint says the child had multiple skull fractures, retinal hemorrhaging, and detachment in her eyes. An autopsy showed that the injuries the child suffered were from inflicted trauma. Cortan was sentenced today to 216 months in prison.
Crookston is looking for a new mayor. Guy Martin resigned tonight after serving less than a year in the position. He had previously been a city councilman since 2003. Martin told Valley News Live tonight that he took his oath to the city seriously. Martin said that his vision for Crookston's future success cannot be reconciled with the council that's seated right now. Martin was referring to a soybean crushing plant proposal. Martin says he feels that the project needed to slow down.
Vaping is a public health concern, and there have been some deaths recently.
A new push in Fargo to combat what's being called a vaping epidemic. A new ordinance was introduced at tonight's City Commission meeting that would add a $500 fine to anyone who sells flavored e-cigarette liquids to minors. The owner of a local vape shop says he fully supports additional fines for people selling these products to minors. However, he's pointing the finger for some of the most recent vaping-related deaths to the black market cartridges.
Because there is nobody right now in our country that wants minors to not have these any more than me and shop owners, because our business has not been good these last 60 days with all of the stigma that we have out there.
One thing to keep in mind, that the e-liquid is not safe. It's not a safe product. It has chemicals. It is addictive.
Fargo officials noted that their recent tobacco compliance checks at area vape shops have come back clear for the most part.
A Fargo woman reached out to our whistleblower hotline after she says her apartment complex threw everything that was in her garage into the trash, adding the complex now refuses to fully compensate for all of her belongings. Among the items now sitting in the dump, her father's Vietnam uniforms, her grandmother's vanity, and several other family keepsakes and memorabilia. Goldmark called it an unfortunate situation, saying they thought the garage was vacant. They've offered the woman and her roommate $8 grand to split and 1 month of free rent.
And I kind of thought, does my stuff mean anything to you? Does this situation mean anything to you? I don't feel like they're sorry. I think they want this just to go away and us to leave them alone.
Solseng says she plans to take this case to court.
Fargo police had their hands full the first couple of months looking for impaired drivers. Between July and September, 6 officers conducted 13 enforcement details for a total of 82 hours. Officers making 11 DUI arrests, 54 total citations, and 45 traffic warnings.
With oil production continuing to hit new records in North Dakota, officials say they have to keep pushing forward to new heights. Improvements in technology, infrastructure, and equipment are allowing the U.S. to continue competing with the rest of the world. But how to stay on top? More than 1.44 million barrels were produced per day throughout the month of July, hitting a new all-time high. U.S. Senator John Hoeven says when he started as governor, the state was producing fewer than 100,000 barrels per day. Now North Dakota is helping the country compete against oil producers worldwide. And as production keeps rising, the investments into the rigs, wells, and machinery will keep coming in.
And it's because we have the latest, greatest technology, and we keep making improvements, bringing costs down, producing more oil.
Hoeven says improving the permit process will help crews become faster and more efficient, reducing flaring, which is a win for the environment.
The cleanup continues tonight for people in Grand Forks surrounding last week's rainfall.
Valley News Team's Callie Hubbard caught up with one woman who is still trying to get the water out of her home.
This is the bedroom, and this is where the water was coming.
Diane Torrey lives in North Grand Forks and was among many homes to take on water. There isn't much in her basement that didn't get wet.
Sure as heck, when I walked into the bedroom part, it was water up over my tennis shoe almost.
She's still clearing out her basement and has fans running in every corner.
And that other big rug, I think it's a little jam.
Torrey lives alone, which only makes this bad situation worse. And there are others in the same boat.
Trying to help out. Get water out. We got a shop vac in the car, flood cleanup kits, and just trying to get people in a better spot than they were this morning.
The Salvation Army has been running, trying to offer assistance, handing out these kits and getting waterlogged furniture out of homes for people like Diane. The city says that the pump station along North 3rd Street pumps about 600,000 gallons of water a day, but not last Saturday. It was pumping 4.5 million gallons of water. The city says they don't know how much this flood is costing people, but some are starting at square one on their basements. And they say the farmers are trying to keep their heads and crops above water. We're told that people in Grand Forks are working triple time to help out. For now, Diane is telling people to keep moving forward.
Pray to God that everything's going to work out and you just take one day at a time.
In Grand Forks, Callie Hubbard, Valley News Live.
The Salvation Army says they're going to continue helping people throughout the night. If you're interested in volunteering, you can visit our website, valleynewslive.com.
And just to add some roadblocks for Grand Forks residents right now, check out this massive sinkhole. It's on the 2400 block of South 10th Street. Police have the road shut down right now, are asking you to stay away from it because they say sinkholes can become larger without warning.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with no wait weather.
Well, some good news for those folks up north is today was dry, so there was some time for those water levels to recede, and the breeze was with us a bit today to maybe hopefully dry some of those things out with that sunshine. But you can see on Dakota Magic Sky Cam, we had still a little bit of breeze out there, but they're not whipping around as hard as they were earlier today, so things have been quiet for the night. Have seen a bit of an increase in that cloud cover in from southwest to northeast, and that's just a little punch of moisture. The main system we are watching is right here in northern Montana, just north of Billings. We have that very thick cloud deck as well as some showers entering extreme western North Dakota at this time, and that's what's going to be pushing into our neck of the woods through the day tomorrow, which will bring the chance of some showers again to those folks in our northern neighborhoods. Temperatures now we're in the 50s and 60s across the board with let's see, a 67 in Devil's Lake as the big winner here, but we're in the middle 50s in areas like Wadena. So we will be a bit more mild tonight than we were last night, so it won't be nearly as cold by about 7 degrees or so. Right now at Hector 65, but that dew point is at 50, so the humidity, relative humidity is at 58%. So it's not all that bad if you're taking a late night walk with just a south breeze at 11 miles per hour. Hour by hour shows those increasing clouds in the overnight hours. By morning around 7:30, in our northern neighborhoods especially, could have to turn the windshield wipers on for that morning commute, but I expect middle 50s for us when we wake up on our Tuesday. And then as we head toward the lunchtime hour, most of those showers will be north of I-94. Could have a few showers or storms there in our northern Minnesota counties, but you see some of that dry areas punching in from the west. So we could even have some clear sky in the afternoon, but with this cloud deck around, kind of a gloomy start to the day, maybe some spits of rainfall here in the Fargo-Moorhead area and points south as well. But then by dinner time, still seeing a few of those showers lingering mainly north of I-94, with again a chance of a few showers maybe here in the Fargo metro, but some expecting plenty of dry time for our Tuesday. Not going to be a washout, but it's just the possibility of more rainfall coming to those northern neighborhoods. Where that bright blue is near Baudette, around a ½ inch to 1 inch. The good news here is I've seen those numbers actually come down in the past 2 hours or so. So only 1 inch in the highest affected locations like near Baudette, but for the rest of us from Fargo South, still expecting about ½ inch or less of rainfall. So not going to be a super soaker, but it still does add a few raindrops to those locations up north that have seen copious amounts of rain for the past couple of days. Hourly forecast for tomorrow in Fargo shows those highs topping out in the lower 70s, with the southwest wind continuing between 10 and 20 miles per hour. Could have some gusts to near 30, especially in our southwestern neighborhoods. And then your hometown forecast shows areas like Roseau and Bemidji where those showers and storms do look to hang out a little bit longer in those lower 60s, but then where we could see a bit more sun. Lower 70s not out of the question, even middle 70s in areas like Aberdeen. But again, expecting lower 70s for most of us for our Tuesday. Look at this beautiful shot from Craig. This is the storms rolling through over the weekend. A beautiful shot from Lake Park. Thanks so much, Craig, for sending this in. You can always share your photos with us at valleynewslive.com. Here's the next couple days. So low 70s tomorrow, low 60s then on Wednesday, and more breezy as well. So notably cooler there for Wednesday. And then we're in the 60s for the rest of the week before 50s move on in for the weekend.
Thanks, Nathan.
Yeah.
Later on Valley News Live at 10. Nearly 80 years later, a North Dakota family is finally getting the closure they've been waiting for. The story of a World War II veteran who was killed in Pearl Harbor, still ahead tonight.
You're watching Valley News Live.